Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning to a special edition, our Super Bowl preview show. I'm Luther Dupree, your host. I have, of course, Claudio Rosano. Smokin Jim may be joining us, maybe not. He may be betting some heavy lines on the game. We don't know. And we have my man Ralph joining us with us.
Hey,
Ralph, tell the viewing audience a little bit about you, what shows you have out on the air right now.
well, everybody, I have Sports Corner and the way I see it on PCTV, Channel 21, Comcast, Channel 47, Verizon. And I also have my own podcast that I do every Tuesday. This week I'm doing it on Wednesday. It is on YouTube. And then on Fridays, I do The Way I See It. And then on Sundays, I do The Way I See It in Sports Corner on Facebook Live. So, and I'm also with Mark Mancini Productions down in Los Angeles, and I'm going to be going national real soon. So that's what I have going on.
All right. And Claudio, again, tell the viewing audience some of the stuff you have going on.
All right. Media-wise, of course, the Boxing Authority is with the two best, Smokin Jim and Luther Dupree Jr. Love doing that show. We are on PCTV 21, Comcast, PCTV 47, Verizon, and on Vive Television Network, live.vivetv.network. Then my show, my podcast, ClaudioRelsano.com, the Claudio Relsano Show, interview sports legends and friends, and Jim Luther and Ralph have been on. They'll continue to be on. And I also do a brand new show with Mark Mancini out of Los Angeles. That's been going national for about 4 weeks, called Monday Night Impact. It's usually on at 5 p.m. Eastern to 5:30. This week it's going to be on 5:50 to 6:30. And it's basically a leadership business program. And, of course, Steel City Sports with Luther and Jim. And getting ready to start my baseball season at Carnegie Mellon University. And I have a brand new YouTube channel, Claudio Relsano TV. And, again, I always appreciate Luther and Jim for their support and starting me off.
Oh, all right, man. Listen, let's get in this game. I'm excited. 6:30. Claudio, you're on now. Bengals versus the Rams. First of all, before you get into the particulars, does this matchup surprise you? Did you predict this? I think you were one of the ones who predicted the LA Rams in the Super Bowl on our first.
I did predict the Rams. But I did not pick Cincinnati. I think everybody thought Kansas City or Oakland. A lot of people had those teams, and Baltimore before everything collapsed over there. But, I think the edge – well, if we're going to go with Rams offense versus Cincinnati defense is okay. I think Rams have too many big-time weapons, not just mediocre weapons. I mean, with Cooper Kupp, obviously, with a record-breaking year. And, a lot of people don't talk about, Robert Woods and Odell Beckham Jr. is big time. And then I'm really thinking that the running backs are going to have a nice game, Luther and Ralph, with Sony Michel. And I like Henderson. I think Henderson may have a sneaky game. I don't know how many yards. I just think he's going to have a sneaky game. And obviously, Matt Stafford. He's been really wanting to prove himself. They gave up a lot to the Lions so he could be here in this position. And he's come through. And I think he's been relatively cool and calm. And that's what you need in a Super Bowl. So I'm more confident in the Rams offense than I am with the Cincinnati defense.
Okay. All right. Ralph, your take. Rams offense versus the Bengals defense. What do you think?
I think the Rams have too much they have too much good talent. I believe that their offense, as Claudio had mentioned, they stockpiled a bunch of guys to bring them in here so that they could get to the Super Bowl. The question is, can they win it? That's the big question. I have them winning 30-14. That's what I have.
Okay.
So I'm thinking either 30-14 or 30-17 is what I have them going. Their offense is just too powerful. They have a lot of weapons there, as Claudio mentioned, and I echo his sentiments a little bit. And I believe that their defense is great. I mean, for the Rams, I think the Bengals, and if you ask my personal opinion, the Bengals they got lucky a little bit because, some of the teams they played beat themselves, and that's what happened. And, this is the result of what happens when you beat yourself.
Exactly. I definitely agree. As I look at this offense, man, the Rams, they're a super team offensively. You have a quarterback, Matt Stafford. He went from hell to heaven. He had nothing with Detroit. He comes to LA. He has a running game. He has a line. He has a head coach. He has two great receivers. And then one gets hurt and they bring in Odell Beckham. Cooper Kupp, did the trifecta. He led the league in everything. Him and Matt Stafford have some kind of connection going like Antonio Brown and Big Ben had years ago. The game's on the line, you know where he's going, and you still can't stop him. Odell Beckham proved that he's still a beast. He still has a lot left. I look for him to have a big game. I think Cincinnati's going to roll coverage to Cooper Kupp, and I look for Odell Beckham to maybe even get that MVP because they're going to be rolling so much coverage to Cooper Kupp. One-on-one, Eli Apple versus Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham used to get that boy nightmares with the New York Giants in practice every day. Now you're going to match him up in the Super Bowl. This could be a disaster for Cincinnati. I think Odell Beckham has a good game, and I think that the Rams' offense is too big. They have too many playmakers on offense. So unless Joe Burrow and that offensive line are able to slow down Aaron Donald, it could be a long day because I think the Rams are going to put up numbers. Very quickly, the Rams D versus the Bengals offense. Joe Burrows, man, this guy, when I saw him at LSU, I knew he had skills. I said, oh, he'll be a good quarterback. But, man, he's caught on so quick. He's so cool. Joe, you think of Joe Montana, Joe Namath. We're going to add Joe Burrows to that list because he has a quiet confidence. He can move in the pocket. Jamar Chase, he fought for Cincinnati to go after that receiver. He told them, if you get me this guy, we're going to tear up the league. And that's what they did. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jamar Chase, did nothing. He's unstoppable. The key matchup is going to be him versus Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, one side is a one-on-one matchup. We haven't seen anybody all year stop Jamar Chase one-on-one. Can Jalen Ramsey do it? I think he's going to be able to hold his own against him, and I think it's going to be tough. I think Aaron Donald is going to cause hell for that offensive line. We saw what T.J. Watt did to them over and over again. He was putting pressure on when he wasn't hurt against Cincinnati. I think Aaron Donald from the middle, Von Miller from the left, those guys are going to have Joe Burrow running for his life. He's used to it. That's the good thing. He's been running for his life the whole year. But I think it's a different animal. Aaron Donald, it's his second year. The first time against New England, they had a terrible series. I think right now, this defense is ready to go. Ralph, I'll let you jump in.
Okay, yeah, I believe their defense, they have a lot of talent on defense. They went out and they got Von Miller, and they stockpiled a lot of veteran free agents on this defense. But I will tell you, Cincinnati, T. Higgins is a good receiver, and also they have Tyler Boyd if he can step up, for their offense. I was really surprised that Joe Burrow came back as quickly as he did from a knee injury.
Right.
I actually thought he was going to take a year or two before he would actually get back into focus, but he came back real fast and on fire. I mean, it's like, I didn't expect this from him. And that was, that's just the way I look at Cincinnati's offense. T. Higgins is a good receiver, and so is Tyler Boyd, but I think their defense with Aaron Donald, Von Miller, they just have too much talent and too much, Aaron Donald, like you said, he's going to be like T.J. Watt. He's going to be in that backfield. He's going to be all over Burrows as much as he can get there. I don't think their offense, Cincinnati's offensive line is going to be able to handle him. I don't believe that.
Okay, Claudio, what are your thoughts?
Burrow has come a long way, and as expected, I just think the Super Bowl is a little bit of a different animal. But he does have some weapons. Let's not forget about Joe Mixon. I mean, he's a hell of a back.
Right. Yeah.
And again,
I forgot
Chase,
about him.
Yeah, and I like T. Higgins from the get-go. Luther, if you remember when we were doing the draft show a few years ago, I wanted the Steelers to get him. I really like him a lot. And Tyler Boyd, of course, is big time. And I just think that the defense, the Ram defense, is going to be a little bit too much. They're going to be ramped up a little bit too much, led by Aaron Donald. But again, we can't forget about Leonard Floyd and Gaines. I mean, they're going to put a lot of pressure, not maybe just only sacks, but put a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow, and he's going to rush it. I think that's where you're going to see some turnovers. Everybody's talking about Jalen Ramsey without question. But let's not forget about Von Miller again, and Taylor Rapp. He has 4 picks. He's a nice defensive back as well. So I just think that on offense, Rams have a lot of weapons, but they also have a lot of weapons and options. They also have a lot of weapons on defense, and I think just a little bit too much. Even though Cincinnati's good, they might be a year away from being big time. Right now, they're big, but they're not big time. And I think the Rams are going to cause them some problems. They're going to make Joe Burrow rush a little bit, and especially if they can stop that run. And I just think the Rams will have an advantage when it comes to that defense versus the Cincy offense.
Okay. All right, real quick, let's go to these we got Mark Nash. Mark Nash giving us a salute. Appreciate you. Go check him out online. Mo Boxing. What's up, bro? Okay. Mark Nash said, who are you picking? We're about to do that now. We have Thomas. He came in Rams 36, Bengals 16. Okay.
Oh.
We got Frank Jackson. Tyler Boyd could be the sleeper. Okay, yeah. Hey, listen, we got his picture up. He definitely could be. And Frank Jackson, again, MVP, Pittsburgh's own Aaron Donald. Hey, if he's putting pressure on, he's 2 or 3 time defensive player of the year. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I could definitely see that happening.
Well, Luther, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I've said it numerous times. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And, if the Rams do turn over the ball like they did against San Francisco, Bengals might win this game. I mean, you think about that when you when you turn the ball over, as I mentioned before, you beat yourself. And as long as the Rams don't beat themselves like they almost did in the 49er game, they're not going to, they should win.
Right. Well, we know one thing about Matt Stafford. He will turn that ball over. He will force it. That game could have easily ended on an interception. It was pop-up right in the middle of the field, and the safety for the 49ers dropped it. So, yeah, he will throw you 1 or 2. You just have to capitalize. And Cincinnati, last game when Mahomes was off, they capitalized on everything. And their offense did just enough in the second half and overtime to win that game. So, I mean, it's tough. But, Claudio, now, we know you have Claudio's Huddle Up. What are your thoughts?
October 5th, 1990 was my very first game as a head coach, playoff game. And I'll never forget Luther and Ralph and our fans. I was walking towards the dugout. I was 25 years old. I was walking towards the dugout, and I said, just because this has the title of playoff game does not mean that I have to change my approach of being very aggressive, stealing, hit and run. Just because it has that title doesn't mean you change. McVay, a couple years ago when he was in the Super Bowl, I think he did change. He let the Super Bowl title and the atmosphere maybe get to him a little bit. I think he's going to be a lot calmer this year. Dick Vermeil, years ago when he was who just got elected to the Hall of Fame the other day, congratulations to Coach Vermeil. But he said when the Philly Eagles played the Raiders, he was all wound up. And when he was wound up, maybe he got his team wound up. But then when he went to the St. Louis Rams in '99, when they went to the Super Bowl, then he was a lot different. He enjoyed more of it. I think McVay, his experience from the last Super Bowl and all the remaining players from that last Super Bowl are going to be a little calmer, a little smarter, and I think that's going to make a difference. And I think he's good. Zach Taylor, nice coach, but I think McVay is going to be a little bit more, I don't want to say a gunslinger, but he's going to be a little different than he was the last Super Bowl, and I think it's going to make a difference.
Exactly. I like that, Claudio. I like that. And listen, for my prophetic thoughts, here's what I want to talk about. The Pittsburgh experience in this Super Bowl. We talked about Tyler Boyd earlier. He was on Steel City Sports World back in high school. We knew he had superstar written all over him then. Aaron Donald, whoever thought he was going to come out of Penn Hills, dominate at Pitt, and become a 2-3 time defensive player of the year. They said he was too small. He just kept getting better and better and bigger and stronger. And now he's on a Hall of Fame career. All he needs to round it out is a Super Bowl ring. He's already one of the greatest of all time. And Mike Hilton was a playmaker that the Steelers defense missed this year. This year for Cincinnati, he's made big plays. He's continued to make big plays. He gave that defense more of an identity. And it's just, I just love to see it. Pittsburgh is alive and well in the high school football, and I love it. As far as coaching, listen, it tells me something about this coaching. Zach Taylor, 2 years ago, he was 2-12. And what happened? They were talking about getting rid of him. 2 years later, he's in the Super Bowl. Why? Because he got the players. He got an elite quarterback, an elite wide receiver. Still has a sorry offensive line, but just a few players can change you from a coach who's on the hot seat, about to get fired, to coaching in the Super Bowl. Coaching is important, but more important is the talent you have around you. That's my prophetic thoughts. Now, Ralph, I know we didn't tell you, but do you want to say something? I know the way you see it is hot and heavy on PCTV.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add before we get to our prediction segment?
Well, I do want to add this, that it was great to see Cleveland fall this year because they were predicted to be the ones to take over the AFC North and go to the Super Bowl. And Kevin Stefanski, he kind of acted all arrogant and everything. Oh, my team's predicted to do this. And then he ended up falling. And the Ravens didn't even do that good this year either. So, Cincinnati was the sleeper. They came out of nowhere and beat everybody. And, we all know what the Steelers did and everything else. Oh, by the way, did you hear today that they removed the Art Rooney statue from Heinz Field? Yeah,
wow.
You know why? He was violating the smoking ordinance.
Oh, gosh. Ralph. All right, I like that one. Now, let's go for MVP. Ralph, since we have you up, who do you have for your MVP?
I say probably Aaron Donald. I would say
Aaron Donald.
Yeah, okay. Aaron Donald.
That's
yes,
a great choice. Yeah. Somebody had mentioned that earlier. How about you, Claudia? Who would you say? Who are you going early on for your MVP?
Usually it's the quarterback. He doesn't have to, like Aaron Donald's going to have a monster game, which he is capable of having and probably will have.
Yeah.
But everybody else always has to have a monster game. Quarterback has to have a pretty good game. I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford.
Oh, that's a great choice, man. You took two of the guys I was going to say. Oh, we got Smokin Jim. You talk about CP time. Oh, my goodness. Jim is just popping in. Let's get him in.
Is he just getting on here?
Jim, you just wake up, brother.
There you go.
Hey, I thought it was 12:30.
Oh, my goodness. Reading is fundamental.
What's up, Smokin Jim?
What's up, Ralph? What's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
It's all that Cal education, Jim. Well, listen, we're going for your MVP. Let's just let you go in and fire real quick. You can get caught up. So, thoughts. What do you think about this game? Just run it through because we said everything we said. What are your thoughts, Smokin Jim?
Well, my thoughts is that, the defensive tackle from Penn Hill.
I can't hear him.
Can you hear me, Claudio?
We hear you, Claudio.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Claudio can't hear you, but we'll relay it to you. Go ahead, Smokin Jim.
Yeah,
you have to go out and come again.
The MVP
That's
defensive
okay.
lineman, from Aaron Donald from Penn Hills, got to show up at this Super Bowl or they're going to lose again.
Ooh.
You
You love slandering hometown heroes, Jim.
Hey, I love you, but you can't have big game disease
Jim,
in the Super Bowl.
They only gave up 13 points against New England. It was their offense that lost that game last time.
And he was a liability in that game. But listen, he got to be a beast. He got to be a beast in this game. I like LA all the way around. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are more of a Cinderella team this year, being that their second highest paid guy, Tyler Boyd, making $10 million a year, is basically the weak link on the offense. He's the fifth or sixth option.
You need to stop that, Jim.
He's the fifth or sixth option.
What's he saying, Luth?
That's a Cinderella team.
He's slandering two Pittsburgh legends right now. He's still slandering legends.
I love both of those guys, but for yourself, Luther, you know what I mean? You may go 4 quarters and not even know that Tyler Boyd's on the field. He's the second highest paid. He's a receiver, Jim.
So he's a receiver. Whose fault is that he's not getting the ball? When he's got the ball, he's produced. Last year, he produced. He's not getting the ball as much because they have a number one Jamar Chase that Burrow is familiar with through college, and he's getting the bulk of the carry.
It's Jamar Chase wearing number 85. because 85 gets more passes than him as well.
It's 1 and 2. Listen, he's the slot receiver. He's the slot receiver.
The third option is Joe Mixon, and after this draft, the fourth option will be a tight end. So, hey, he's basically James Washington, making $10 million a year, making more than your quarterback Burrow, second highest paid guy on the team. No knock against him, but you can't win championships. You can be a Cinderella, but you can't win championships when your highest paid guy can go 4 quarters and nobody throws the ball to him. But I like the Los Angeles Rams playing at home. I think that they got a Hall of Fame quarterback who was the quarterback of Calvin Johnson for all but the first 2 years of his career. But everybody like you, Luther, and Claudio and others say he never had a quarterback. No, he had one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He just quit on the game and quit on the city and shouldn't have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, see. All right, Jim. I see you came on here to slander two Hall of Fame players, 2 legends from the Pittsburgh area, and it was all fake news. Aaron Donald.
Hey, Luke, maybe it's good that I didn't hear him.
Oh, you didn't want to hear this. Listen, Aaron Donald, Smokin' Jim, held the New England offense to 13 points. It wasn't their fault they were on the field the whole game, and Jared Goff couldn't complete a 7-yard pass. That's not his fault. Sean McVay was scared to call anything over than a 5-yard swing pass because he had limited quarterback. This game, you will see Matt Stafford use every part of the field. He's going to go all out. We're going to see Sean McVay finally earn the nickname of an offensive genius because he's going to let it all out. He has an all-star team. He has great receivers and a great quarterback. Aaron Donald shows up all the time. He's getting double and triple teamed every game. Look at the film, Jim. I know you like to be a shock jock and you're the Howard Stern of Pittsburgh sports media, but you're wrong on this one, Jim. Tyler Boyd catches everything. You look at the drops, he hardly has any, Jim. He has to get him the ball. And Burrow even said as much. He's open a lot, but sometimes he doesn't get to him because he's trying to get it to Jamar Chase. Don't be surprised if he has 5 or 6 big-time catches today, Jim.
Hey, Luther.
Yeah.
Hey, Luther. Can I say one more thing?
Yes, sir.
Anything that gets Louis Riddick off of Monday Night Football, I'm all for it.
Hey, I think he does good on Monday Night Football. He knows what he's talking about.
Hey, you know what? They took my buddy Booger McFarland off of there. I like Booger, man. I thought he was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Booger had an exciting grasp of the obvious. Listen,
yeah,
he was
I like Booger.
Obvious
That's
thing.
it, Luther.
He was like,
oh my God, that's
if you
it, Luther.
tackle him, he can't score. Duh. If you throw the ball to his hand, he probably can catch the ball. What kind of analysis was Booger doing? I see why he got the nickname Booger. Because all going past, he had his finger scratching for boogers, not learning how to do broadcasting.
Hey, like Biz Marquis said, we're picking boogers.
Right. He was horrible. I'm glad he's off. Hey,
picking boogers.
Smokin' Jim, we were on our MVP section. I told the guys we had a half hour. MVP, let you go in because you're late. You know how brothers like to sleep in and get their bets in. Who's your MVP, Smokin' Jim? MVP and prediction of the final score. Smokin' Jim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't even hear him.
Well,
there you go now.
We got you now. Go ahead, Jim.
If the Rams make the mistake of one with Jamar, but Joe Burrow in a good shot, but
oh, Jim, yeah, we're having a tough time hearing you. Go, Jim.
I can't hear him at all. He's breaking up real bad.
Jim, we can't hear you. I don't know. We were hearing you fine, but now none of us can hear you, Smokin' Jim.
See, Ralph, this is why we want Jim in the studio.
This is why Jim can only be in the studio, man. He has a text-only phone. Jim,
does he?
Hear us, Jim? All right.
I didn't know that.
Let's get to our MVP. Well, we did our MVPs. Let's get to the predictions one more time. Call your score again, Ralph.
I say 30-14.
Woo!
Rams.
Rams. Okay.
All right.
All right. Claudio.
Luther, I got to tell you something real quick. I'm not lying to you. I'm being dead serious. For some reason, Jim got some mail of mine. He showed me. It said Claudio Rosano and Jim's address. Now, how the hell that happened, I don't know. But I need a favor. Luther. The next boxing authorities, and from now on, you got to do the disclaimer, the Smokin' Jim disclaimer. You got to do it.
Right.
All right. The winner.
Hey,
for today,
I might have to do it because he's teaming up with me now, so I might have to start disclaiming him too.
Right.
The score is going to be 31-19. I'm an old LA Ram fan. Chuck Knox and Uncle from 73. LA Rams. I can't put a helmet on. There you go, brother. My parents got me. Look at this.
All right.
I got the Roman Gabriel one. I got the old helmet bank. LA Rams, boy.
All right. Hey, listen, I can't go against it. I think the Rams are going to do it too. I think it's going to be 30-21. I do think the Bengals will be able to put up some points, but I don't think they'll be able to put up enough. And I think MVP might be Odell Beckham. I think he has a chance to possibly do it because I think Cooper, they're going to shade a lot of coverage, and Eli Apple was getting destroyed in practice every day. Now we get to see the destruction on the big stage. I think Odell Beckham might get this MVP and might try to be that number one receiver. But the Rams are loaded.
Good call, Luther.
It's a super team. They put this team together to go for it. They traded away all these number one picks to get Matt Stafford. You know, they reached out and got Odell Beckham. They got Vaughn Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. This is a typical LA team with nothing but superstar power. And I think the Bengals' luck finally runs out. That offensive line is pitiful. And I feel sorry for how Joe Burrow is going to feel tomorrow because he's going to be getting hit continuously by that defensive line. But that's man. Go ahead, Brian.
I said earlier their offensive line. I don't think they can contain this defense of the Rams. I just believe it that's the Rams are just going to go get all over them.
Right. Now one thing I do want to know is Jalen Ramsey going to be matched up with Jamar Chase one-on-one?
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup there.
If you're the Rams coach, would you do that? And then
I would.
Yes.
I would try it too. Jalen Ramsey, you pay him all this. He's a number one quarterback against a rookie receiver. I like my chances.
I do too.
Has skills, but it's a big game. He had some drops in the preseason. Sometimes those things come back in a big game. A Super Bowl game.
Luther, you had a good call. I don't know if you can hear me. Luther, you had a great call on Odell Beckham. I agree with you. Again, Henderson, I think, is going to do something special today.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, guys. I thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Man. Hey, Ralph, we're going to try to have you on more, and
appreciate that.
And I thank everybody. Let me go through. Mark Nash, appreciate you. Mo Boxing, Thomas DeNuno, thank you. Frank Jackson, as always. A lot of guys came in, so we appreciate you guys. And he said Tyler Boyd could be the sleeper. Okay.
Yeah, I see that one there. Yeah.
All right, MVP. Another question, is Odell still a number one receiver? Let's answer that one before we get out of here.
He might be today.
Yeah, he could be. He could be, but you know what? Cup could be the sleeper if they forget about him. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's forgetting about Cooper Kupp.
I know.
Every time they needed a big pass, Tampa Bay forgot about him and got beat on a 44-yard pass, which was insane. Of all guys not to cover the number one wide receiver in the NFL, they left him one-on-one. Terrible decision. So, hey guys, thanks for you guys for all the comments.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right,
Thanks for having us. Have a good one, Luther. Be safe.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.